This video here goes over how we set up a USB drive for uploading data into UMC 3D, and then how we go about then selecting those files within the software. So on my USB here I've got a number of folders, but the two main ones are this in folder and the out folder. The in folder is for any new project data that we want to load up into the 3D control panel. The out folder is a backup of the data that is currently on your control panel, and we go through a syncing process which I'll touch on shortly. So underneath my in folder I've got an individual folder for every different project. So if I look at this one called Sandspit here, this has got a project file in it, a geo file which contains all my line work, a terrain model file which is my design surface, and I've also got these test .line and .profile files as well. So they're all the files in that project. So what I'm going to do now is close that down, and you can see just before I do that there's I've also got some other projects, Andrews Beachlands and Lincoln Road, that we're also going to load up. So the way we do that is within UMC 3D, I'm just going to connect this into my simulator. You won't have to do that, you just need to plug the USB into your control panel. And what I do, from the main menu I go to Tools, Data Transfer, and I hit this button here called USB Sync. And what this does is it looks on the in folder on your USB for any new project data, and it will then copy all of that project data from your in folder into the 3D control panel. At the same time, it just cancel these. Okay. At the same time, what it's doing is it's backing up all of the data that's on my control panel onto the USB, but putting it under the out folder. Okay, so that's now copied everything across into the 3D panel. So if I escape out of here now and I go into settings, under my projects here I've got a number of different projects, and it includes those ones like Sandspit and the Lincoln Road ponds and things like that I had loaded up. So what I want to do now is to show you, once we've got projects loaded, how then I can go and select them. So I'm going to work on this test project here that I've got, and within the test project there's a checklist at the top, and unless I've got something filled out next to each one of these 5 items, it won't let me go into the grade or dig screen. So the first thing I'm going to do is set up my design surface. So I'm going to go into Surface here, and 90% of the time most of our customers will be working with data that is a terrain model. So this is a whole lot of a triangulated mesh of your design data. And so within a project I can have many different design files. It looks like I've got 4 in this project, and this is the one that I want to be using, this one here. And what I normally do is hit the spanner key here and ensure that I've got these draw triangles turned off, because personally I don't like to show the triangles to the operator. Separate to that, I can also I have the option to turn on a centerline file, and the reason you do that is then it shows you the changes and offsets along the centerline for the operator, which can be useful on roading projects. So this terrain model has given us a surface that we're going to be grading to. This is going to give us our changes and offsets, and if I go into here now into help models, this is where I can turn on any drawing files, so I've got here this AutoCAD DWG turned on as a drawing file. If I hit the spanner here, I can go and look at the layers that are in that file and turn those on and off too. I've also got a geo file here which contains our line work. If we escape out now and go into the grade screen, that's basically set up with everything I want, and you can see all my line work there.